Hello, I'm Barry Jenner from the show Dallas. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. And later in the show, I'm actually going to remove Bill's spleen. But first, let me give you a rare sneak preview of the next season on my show Dallas. My show Dallas. See, Bobby Ewing comes back to life, but unfortunately, he's reincarnated as a water bug, and he gets swatted in the bathroom scene of the opening show of the season. And JR gives all his money to the Shoes for Imelda Fund, and then lives happily ever after as a peasant in the Philippines. And the entire Ewing family gets out of oil and invests heavily in Soviet nuclear power. It's Comedy Tonight, America's clubbiest TV comedy club, with tonight's guests, Lenny Schultz, Meir Yedid, John Ferrentino, and Mark Jaffe. And now, here's my high school pal, a man who should never change because he's perfect the way he is, and I didn't write that, Bill Boggs.
Thank you.
Bill.
Thank you, Barry.
You're welcome.
This is special because Barry Jenner actually is my classmate from Lincoln High School in Philadelphia, my good old buddy. Welcome to the show.
Class of 37, wasn't it?
34.
Oh, 34.
Something like that. Anyway, our first comedian has been around for a long time. When Catch a Rising Star was just getting started, he was there. He became one of the club's very first successes. He was a regular on the new Laugh-In and on the show Make Me Laugh. This is the legendary Lenny Schultz.
Lenny, go crazy!
I love chickens. Here, chicken, here, eat. Oh, I love chickens. You like chickens, huh? I tell you what, folks, I sing in chicken. Would you like to hear me sing in chicken? Yeah! Name any nationality, any ethnic type group, and I'll sing it in chicken for you. What do you want to hear? Italian. Good. Don't be embarrassed. Jewish. Irish. Spanish. French. What? Greek. Oh, we have enough chickens. Enough chickens. Okay, let me just warm up. You know how Pavarotti warms up? All these opera singers warm up before they sing. Well, chickens warm up too. Let me warm up. Italian chicken. That's it for the Italian chicken. Come on. Oh, okay. Irish chicken. Irish, they're all the same. Spanish. Jewish. Okay, Chinese, Oriental. Black. Say sucker. Polish chicken. My impression, ladies and gentlemen, of the Polish unknown comic. Crazy, huh? Oh. Enough chickens. Besides chickens, you know, I like to do impressions of other animals, and this is one of my favorites. Here's a dog eating food, and someone trying to take the food away from the dog. See if it doesn't look familiar. Here, Prince. Am I right? Do dogs do that? And another animal, this is one of my favorites. I don't think many people do this one. Ladies and gentlemen, watch very carefully. Here's a lizard at lunchtime. Okay, Lizard at lunchtime. Okay, let me see what whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the solution for Rubik's Cube. I smell smoke. Shut up! Excuse me, I had a frog in my throat. You want me to go a little nuttier?
Yeah! Go crazy!
Okay, I'll go a little nuttier. You remember Deliverance with dueling banjos? Well, this is my impression of not dueling banjos, ladies and gentlemen, but my impression of dueling cheeks.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Begin.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
You know, Barry, it's great to have you here as announcer on the show, but you know, we did not always use guest announcers like you. We actually did a little while ago have an announcer, Karen Haber, but she fell in love with the guy in the audience and went away on a trip.
You mean if when I'm finished here, I may run away with some guy from the audience? Is that?
It's totally up to you.
Sounds like the part of every show I've been on.
Well, actually, the last time we saw them, they were actually leaving together on some kind of a trip, but she did send us a tape to show us how she and her boyfriend are getting along. Let's look in on them right now.
Oh, Bill, you wouldn't believe it. Lenny is so wonderful. He took me to a place I've never seen before, called Newark. We went for long walks together in secluded places. He told me about his dreams. He wants to be a drifter, and I think he'll make it. We stayed in the swellest hotel with really neat rules. You didn't have to stay overnight. They just charged by the hour. And what a pool. Lenny gives me goosebumps. Sometimes he just looks at me with those eyes and says,
Want a burger?
I melt. And he loves sightseeing. He says a girl like me only comes along once or twice in a year. I told my parents all about him. They said, so what? The rest of the trip will be really exciting. And we have our own private compartment in the bus. Well, Bill, what more can I say? I'm in love with a wonderful guy named Lenny, and we're now on our way to downtown Trenton. Wow.
Oh, my. Isn't it wonderful to see people so much in love?
I guess that's what they mean by a lower berth, huh?
Lower berth, absolutely. Anyway, our next performer is going to make his first appearance on national TV in a moment tonight, but first I want to warn you, what he does is pretty graphic now. Don't try any of these tricks at home.
Yeah, so you know the kids will love it, of course, but maybe some of you adults might want to leave the room.
Right, and now that we know everybody's watching, here's Meir Yedid.
Thank you. I'm not going to ask you to believe what you're about to see. It's called the ever-popular vanishing pinky. Yes, that's right, this pinky is going to vanish on a count of 3 into my fist. 1, 2, 3, gone, ta-da! You can't see it, can you? No, but really, if the pinky really did vanish when I opened my fist, you should not be able to see the pinky. It's not over here. It's not over here. But just in case you're a skeptic, let me show you actually there is no pinky. You know, if I felt like it, I could spread my fingers, but I don't feel like it. And if there's no pinky over here, logically speaking, there should be no pinky over here. And to bring it back, all you have to do is this, and that's called the ever-popular vanishing pinky. Thank you. But, you know, I don't want you to, at home to try this, because what this actually is, let me explain how it's done. What this actually is a telescopic pinky. You see, it telescopes into the palm. You could really pull it out and push it back in. I wouldn't lie to you. Look, you could really pull it out, push it back. You could really take this pinky and push it so it goes all the way inside. And of course, you could bring it back the same way. But you see, once in a while, something very strange happens, and this finger goes. And when this one comes back, this one goes, and when that one comes back, you know the last one has just got to go. But of course, you know that's impossible. By the way, it's called sleight of hand. That's a technical name we gave it. By the way, does anybody here know what this is? No. Very good. Actually, what this is a traveling thumb. Let me show you. This is how I got to the studio tonight. You see, it travels. Up and down. My arm. Do you realize this is my favorite part of the entire show? Really, just out of curiosity, anybody here didn't like that last part? Just any? And I see you recognize this. A Brooklyn credit card? I never leave home without it. What will I do? What will I do? Well, using this knife, I'm going to cut my finger off on a count of 3. On a count of 3, here goes. 1, 2. Oh, if anybody has a weak stomach, too bad. It is on a count of 3, don't blink. 1, 2. What are you, a bunch of sadists? I cut my finger off, you having fun? But don't despair, because I carry spares. And do you realize if this was for real, I'd only be able to do it 10 times? And it's back. Thank you and good night.
You know, if that didn't wake you out of your late night stupor, there's no hope for you. Just go ahead and go to bed.
John Ferrentino's been on the show before as a performer. You're here to confess why you got into comedy.
Well, Bill, I used to have my own cooking show, but that didn't really work out.
And this is a sample of what it was like when you had that show.
I
Let's
brought one
watch.
of the tapes.
And now let's meet the man that makes magic in the kitchen, Jean Fondue.
Oh, good evening. Hi, my name is Jean Fondue. Welcome to my cooking show. Do you remember last week we made pigs in a blanket? Well, tonight we're going to teach you another exotic French recipe known as coq au vin. Remember that a cleanly kitchen is a happy kitchen. The 2 ingredients in coq au vin are cocoa and, of course, the vin. First, we add a little bit of cocoa. Then we get the vin ready. Now, a vin like this is much too large to be used and should be tenderized. We use only the small pieces and not the lumps. Now, when cooking coq au vin, seasoning is very important. We use a little thyme, just a touch of flour, and a little bit of corn. I just flew into Vegas, God, my arm's tired! When using cocoa van as a main ingredient, you should spice it up with an expensive sparkling wine. We don't have an expensive sparkling wine, so we'll just use this cheap stuff and add the sparkles. Now next, the recipe should be beaten briskly. Suffer! Suffer! Get down on your knees and suffer! Now normally, cocoa van should cook at 350 degrees for an hour. But we don't have an hour, so we'll be forced to cook it at 35,000 degrees for 10 seconds. We'll just let that simmer. Now, when cooking cocoa van, the preparation is just as important. And it should be served on expensive cut glass. Now let's see how our recipe's doing. I was supposed to be making cocoa van, but I think we've had a little bit of a mistake here, because instead of making cocoa van, I happened to make chicken cordon bleu. This is Chef Fondue. Come back next week when we learn how to make a famous recipe known as Peking duck.
John, I see why that cooking show never quite worked.
Yeah, I tried hard, but it just didn't do it.
That was funny. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Now here's the funniest man to come out of Cleveland since Jim Brown. This is Mark Jaffe. Hey, Mark.
Thanks, Bill. You know, I learned an interesting fact today. I don't know if you know this. More accidents occur at home in the bathtub than out on the highway. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it is in fact true. I mean, how often are you sitting in your tub doing 55? Some guy comes by doing 80, one of these souped-up tubs, giant dice in the soap dish. You got to be careful out there. Thought I'd pass that along to you and let you know it's nice to be in New York. I'm staying here with my grandfather. Grandpa's doing great. Thanks for asking. Grandpa's 95 years old, but he'll tell you that he's 95 and a half. It's like he's acting like a kid again. Come on, Grandpa. How old are you? This old. And a half. They're seeing my friends getting older. Friends start losing their hair, getting receding hairlines. Actually, I guess that's better than getting an advancing hairline. Oh my God, it's growing over my face. I can't see a thing. Have to go to special barbers. There are advantages to getting old, though. For example, I was at a movie theater the other night, saw a sign that said discount for senior citizens 65 and older with ID. With ID, I'm thinking, boy, you get to be 65, it's going to be like being 21 all over again. 64-year-olds will be trying to sneak into the theater. Forgot my ID, I swear. I was born in 27. Come on, you carded my friends. They're all 65. They wouldn't hang out with me if I wasn't 65. Please. I am from Cleveland, as Bill said, and Cleveland's famous for a few things, most notably, I think, the Cleveland Indians. The Tribe did not have a real good year last year. They lost 102 games. I remember going to Fan Appreciation Night when they honored the guy. It was a pretty good night. They were doing something new at the ballpark last year. Before each game, not only were they introducing the players, they were introducing the fans. And in right field, from Cleveland, Stan Wazinski. Radio announcers are going, well, Stan's had a pretty good year this year. He's been to 7 ball games. I like going to the promotions they have. Last year I went to Kids Day at the ballpark, and I got a kid. All day bad day, you lose those things, but a kid you got for a lifetime. And sat in the bleachers, so I got a deprived child, which made it even better. They closed the bleachers, though. It's had me upset. They closed them in Cleveland. That's where I like to sit. Cheap seat, $2. You don't have to get that involved in the game. You can drink, get high, whatever you're into. Some people get a little too high, though. You can tell these people. They're the ones who take a bite of their hot dog and pass it to the next guy. They're the ones yelling, I want to hit, and it's between innings, so you know they are. Kids bring their glove to the ballpark to catch foul balls. I brought mine just in case the Tribe needed me. You never know out there. I went to 21 games, and they won 14, which was great. I even started listening to all the games on the radio. I'm sure I was the only one listening. Late night game come on at 2 in the morning out on the West Coast, because I'd hear the commercials come on between innings going, this Bud's for you, Mark. You guys have been great. Thanks a lot.
So, thanks to Lenny Schultz, Meir Yedid, John Ferrentino, Mark Jaffe, and of course our announcer, my friend for life, Barry Jenner. Barry, thank you for being here and being our announcer. How'd you like the show?
Listen, it was good. It was a lot of fun. Listen, I wanted to ask Mark. I'm a Phillies fan. I know he's an Indians fan. Are you going to go to any ball games when you get back to Cleveland after that?
Oh, yeah, they got a big promotion coming up. It's Homer night. Everybody going gets a copy of the Iliad. So, looking forward to that one. This is their year.
Hey, John, thank you very much for bringing along a sample of your show. I appreciate that. You look like, in private life, you're quite a cook.
Yeah, I made you a little king crab, if you'd be interested in that.
King crab. I think this is something like Lenny would be working with. Lenny, thank you very much. Got any other tricks up your sleeve?
Oh, sure. I always have a few tricks. Yeah. Oh,
What's
yeah.
this?
It's the Pepsi generation. Oh, yeah.
I think we should keep one thing in mind when we watch you work.
Yeah, what is that?
You're a grown man.
That's right. I am. I'm a grown man.
Thank you very much, everybody. Good night. Keep watching comedy tonight. Have a good time. Bye-bye. Here.